Well, it is FA Cup duties for Chelsea. It's the fourth round of the Emirates FA Cup, and Chelsea travel to the MKM ground to face Hull City from the Championship, fourth in the table for them, and we're off and running. But for Liam Rossini and Chelsea, it is FA Cup. It has been a pretty good start to life under the new boss, who spent 5 years as a player in Hull City colours and nearly 18 months in management. Did a pretty good job at Hull City, but then the owner decided that a change was needed. Liam Rossini moved to Strasbourg, and then from there an astronomical rise to Chelsea. Since then, 4 wins in 5 Premier League games. Chelsea were 2-0 up against Leeds United at home. Should have got the job done. Instead, they were pegged back, and Cole Palmer missing that last-minute winner opportunity right in front of goal. It was a shocking miss, but Cole is not in the squad today, not in the starting 11 or on the bench. Chelsea having to use their depth as much as possible, with Liam Delap as our centre forward today. Rest for Joao Pedro, who's been the best player under Liam Rossini, that's for sure. It's not even close. But interesting to see the Chelsea setup here, with Mamadou Sarr as the centre-back alongside Wesley Fofana. Sarr getting his first start since making his move. Well, Chelsea signed him in the summer, loaned him out to Strasbourg, and then recalled him from his loan the end of the January transfer window. Wesley Fofana being put under pressure here, and Hull City down the left-hand side are interested. There's a chance here to open it up. Well defended. Hull keep the danger alive though. It's Coyle, ball into the box. Chelsea don't defend this well enough. Should be comfortable. And Rob Sanchez gathers. Liu Coyle down the left-hand side whips the ball into the box with decent amount of pace and whip. Chelsea will have to make sure that they're at its most focused in terms of the early start here. The crowd will be absolutely up for it, that's for sure. Chelsea playing an away game in the FA Cup. We had to do that against Charlton. That was the first game under Liam Rossini, where Chelsea won 5-1. Jarell Hato got the first goal in the Liam Rossini era. He starts today at left back. It's Hato, Sarr, James and Fofana as our back four, with Rob Sanchez in goal. Andres Santos and Moises Caicedo as our midfield pivot. Garnacho, Pedro Neto and Estevao as our front three, which means that Estevao might be starting as our number 10 today, with Liam Delap as a centre forward. So a lot of changes being made with no Joao Pedro or Enzo Fernandez in the starting 11. And this is where the likes of Dario Sugo or Romeo Lavia could be so helpful, because Moises Caicedo needs a bit of rest. He's not had the best of times since returning from his suspensions. Committed that unnecessary penalty, and the game was at 2-0 for us. Gave Leeds United a way back into the contest. But Caicedo and Andres Santos seems to be the midfield pivot that Liam Rossini prefers. Enzo Fernandez has been playing as the number 10 with Cole Palmer down the right hand side. Well, against Leeds we had Cole, Enzo and Estevao. Enzo Fernandez was taking that left-sided attacking number 10 position rather than being as a pure 10. That was reserved for Cole Palmer, who was very good, got the assist for the Joao Pedro goal, but missed that absolute sitter, howler, right at the very end. Here's Alejandro Garnacho. Big game for him. Garnacho, the last couple of games, his standards have been well below par. Not just of a Chelsea player, but even as just a Premier League player in general. Far too unreliable on the ball, as Moises Caicedo looks to just open up the pass. Liam Delap fights to win the ball back. Caicedo nearly squeezes it through. Estevao gets there first, but his first touch takes him away from goal. Bright start this from Chelsea. Well, it's critical that we be on the front foot here. Don't allow Hull to settle in the game here. Here's Jarell Hato. Garnacho, first time ball in. It's a decent ball there by the Argentine. Pedro Neto playing on the right hand side today, his favoured position. Caicedo plays the 1-2 brilliantly with Pedro Neto. Chops Pedro Neto on his right foot over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. But Pedro Neto has not been in the plans of Liam Rossini in the last couple of weeks. He's been starting on the bench. Big day for Pedro Neto. He was an ever-present player under Enzo Maresca. On the left or on the right. Neto's performances again in the last couple of months has been shocking to say the very least. Liam Rosenior will have some of his winger options cut short, with Tyreek George going to Everton on loan, and then of course Jamie Gittins picking up that hamstring injury which might rule him out for a couple of months, and a couple of months in middle of February means that you're pretty much going to miss the entirety of the season. Dylan Phillips goes long. Well, coach Sergei Yarikovic for Hull City has them 4th in the championship, 16 wins and 9 losses with 54 points. Pretty good, with Chelsea 5th in the Prem. Not saying it's even contest, but in terms of matching your leaders, these two teams are on par. It's a corner for Hull City. Hirakawa on loan for Hull City as Yakirovic's men look to put the pressure on Liam Rosenior. Rosenior nearly made it 5 wins out of 5 in the Premier League. We aren't been a team that have been that 5 wins in 5 kind of team. Some of the results has really flattered some of our performances. As long as we keep picking up victories, still active in 3 competitions, this being one of them, as Hull have a corner. Liam Delap wins the first header. It's a shot from distance. It's well blocked by Garnacho. Hull City will keep the pressure on Chelsea. That's something that Coach Yakirovic will be urging his team. Get the crowd involved and make sure that Chelsea are put under pressure. There is the Bosnian coach. Interesting appointment by the Hull management. Ryan Giles and Leo Cole as the wing-backs for Hull City. John Egan, Paddy McNair and Cathal McCarthy. Back 3. Expect them to be very narrow with the wing-backs offering the width. Liam Miller and Yu Hirakawa as the 2 number 10s will be in those central positions, almost like the 2 number 10s for Lewis Comas, the centre forward today. No Ollie McBurney for Hull City. He's on the bench. They're almost trying to protect him for the game of the weekend. Well, midweek rather. So accustomed to Premier League games at the weekend. Chelsea playing Friday night in India time, almost Saturday early morning. Seldom happens, but the games come thick and fast, especially with Chelsea still being active in the FA Cup, the Premier League, and of course Champions League duties next month. Here's Mamadou Sarr. Very interesting to see how Sarr plays here today. Needs to bed into the system as quickly as possible. Chelsea, when they have that left-sided centre-back. Benoit Badiashile started the campaign under Liam Rosenior, then has just started to fall out of favour. Benoit Badiashile is a bit of a hot and cold kind of centre-back. Esteval gets robbed off the ball there. Nice pressure applied. Chelsea have won the ball here, and as Garnacho's first touch is very good. He's in the box. It's Alejandro Garnacho. It's a brilliant save. Pedro Neto on the follow-up. Blocked by the Hull City defender. Chelsea should have made it 1-0 there. Both wingers very much active on that occasion. Garnacho got a decent shot away. Pedro Neto on the follow-up. Just need to get that on target, which he did. Fair play to him, but good defending. Here's the skipper, Reece James, now tasked with playing as a traditional right-back under Enzo Maresca. Played a lot as either in midfield or as a right-sided centre-back. Never as a full-back, someone bombing up and down the touchline, which meant that Reece James enjoyed his longest time without missing games for Chelsea. Now as a right-back, expected to move forward. I think we have to be very measured with Reece James's game time, especially if he's going to be playing as that right-back. That's where Malo Gusto is going to be a very crucial element for us. Yes, Caicedo finds Andre Santos. Pedro Neto on the left-hand side. Chelsea very left-hand side heavy in the early stages. Caicedo, Wesley Fofana to Reece James. Chelsea searching that opening goal here at the MKM Stadium just to settle the nerves. Here's Jarell Hato. Andre Santos, played under Liam Rosenior, was the young player of the year in Liga. Chelsea deciding that his loan was a rip-roaring success and immediately brought him into the first team. Didn't get too much game time under Enzo Maresca, preferring Reece James in midfield without the injured Romeo Lavia or Dario Sugo, which meant that Andre Santos felt that he might have been someone who would have been down the pecking order, but with Liam Rosinha seeing a lot more game time, the Brazilian. Chelsea have a nice Brazil core here with Estevao, Andre Santos and Joao Pedro. Lovely touch there from Andre Santos. Scoops it to Estevao William. Beautiful first touch from the Brazilian. Estevao can't get his shot away. Regan Slater just clears this. Beautiful, confident play there from Andre Santos. Lovely play this from Hirakawa. Japanese international shifts it onto the left-hand side to Ryan Giles. Liam Miller offering the width. He's got the overlap, but Reece James should win the duel, and he does so very comfortably. Oh, he's taken a bit of a chance here. Chelsea have to be careful. Chelsea survive. Reece James far too casual there at the byline. Decides to try and run it out of play. Liam Miller did very well as Giles puts in a dangerous ball in. Hull City are very much up for this one. John Egan lifts it over to Liam Miller. Sarr wins the header, but it's a free kick for Chelsea. Pretty even. 11 minutes on the clock. MK Stadium seeing Hull City trying to prolong their FA Cup journey. Not an easy task against an informed Chelsea in terms of results. Chelsea were recently knocked out of the Carabao Cup semi-finals. I thought the second leg display against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, it was solid but unspectacular to say the very least. We could have done so much more. Just felt like a what-if kind of night. It was solid. We didn't leave ourselves open. Arsenal struggled to break us down. In the end, Kai Havertz scored with pretty much the last kick of the game. Left a real sour taste in the mouth, which means that Arsenal will play Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final now. That'll be a big game, man. Not just in terms of the trophy in hand. It's not of high priority for either club, but the psychological effect for either team winning that, with both teams gunning for the title, would be incredible. This is lovely from Garnacho. Nearly slips in Liam Delap. Moises Caicedo. Pedro Neto now on his left foot. Reece James once again bombing forward. Can cross this one. Decides to keep it short. Here's Moises Caicedo. Chelsea dominating territory and possession here. Here's Mamadou Sarr, winner of the AFCON with Senegal. His confidence will be through the roof entering the building at Chelsea as the AFCON winner. Again, Hull playing some very good football, getting the ball to stick on the right hand side, forcing them all the way back. Ryan Giles under pressure of Liam Delap. This is a big game for Liam Delap, man. I need to see Liam Delap score at least a goal today. We cannot keep flogging Joao Pedro for 90 minutes. I mean, Joao Pedro is so good for us that Liam Delap, when he comes on, needs to make an impact. And when he gets a chance to start here, deliver by scoring goals. He's got 2 goals for us since joining from Ipswich. £30 million. That is nowhere near enough. A goal in the Champions League against Barcelona, fair play, and one against Fulham in a losing cause, not nowhere near enough. Here's Santos. In Chelsea's central progression under Liam Rosinha has just been at another level since he's taken over. Sarr goes lunging in, but Chelsea recovered the ball back. Against Leeds United, some of our passing through the middle was just beautiful to watch. Cole Palmer, Joao Pedro, Estevao in those kind of positions. Estevao was kind of quiet that evening, but Joao Pedro and Cole Palmer was just absolutely cooking. It was great to watch. And if that's something that Liam Rosinha is going to be emphasizing on, someone like Enzo Fernandez also can really excel in those roles. Jarell Hato, that might be a foul there by the Dutchman. It's needless. It's just a needless arm on the back. Hull City escaped the pressure. Into the 15th minute. Liam Rosinha spent 5 years as a player at Hull City, the 2010 to 2015. Always says that he had fond memories at Hull City and then managed the club for a better part of 18 months. Got them very close to promotion. Hull City deciding to make the change and Liam Rosinha being snapped up by Blue & Co. Went to Strasbourg and now to Chelsea. That seems to be the natural path these days with Chelsea's sister club being the real feeder operation in terms of not just players but even managers now. Decent ball in. Wesley Fofana doesn't win the first header, and because of that, there's a non-rushing player. I think there was Kumas who made that first run into the box. Wesley Fofana has to deal with the danger here. It's an inadvertent chance, but a bit of encouragement for Hull City. A bit of rain on the pitch will make the conditions really slick. Start from Chelsea has been indifferent to say the very least. 15 minutes on the clock. They've dominated possession. Fully expect that to happen, especially against a championship side. But they're not just any championship side. Someone in the top 4 of the championship. Generally very competitive outfit considering how brutal the championship is. Here's Sarr. What a pass there to Esteval Willian. Goes around the goalkeeper and misses an absolute sitter. He has done everything right but the finish. The pass from Mamadou Sarr is a peach. Esteval's first touch is a thing of beauty. He does everything right but the finish here. What a pass this is. Esteval is onside by a mile. His first touch is outrageous. Everything he does is spot on. And you're just expecting the net to ripple. Great composure. I think the ball might have just bobbled up, but no excuse. Esteval has to score. Liam Rosenior knows that his team are now starting to miss a few sitters now. Cole Palmer against Leeds United, and now Esteval Willian. It's not rain, but it's looking like snow here in the Hull City Stadium. It's going to be cold. It's going to be a really tough away game. That's why chances such as that need to be taken, man. Esteval Willian will get the longest of ropes from Chelsea fans, management, support staff, and everybody involved. Just 18 years of age. I still believe that he is our best winger at the club. And it's not even close, man. That's how good he is, and that's how great he can become. That first touch was just sensational. Just need to put it in the back of the net, but Mamadou Sarr's pass there on his right foot too. Great to see. Garnacho really wrestling with the ball. He won't get the foul. Just overran the ball. Caicedo goes lunging in but misses out. And now Hull City on the counter-attack on the left-hand side. Here's Coyle. Brilliant from Reece James. Great recovery pace there from the skipper. Every time Reece is bombing up and down the touchline, really gives me a lot of anxiety. But he's shown that he can handle the rigors. Maybe Chelsea have decided that we can't be babying Reece James anymore in terms of easing him in. He does miss the odd game or two, which he rightfully should. Chelsea still have to manage him, just like the likes of Romeo Lavia. Saw him in first team training. It's an encouraging side, but Chelsea need to get Romeo Lavia on the pitch, man. And not just for an odd start here or there, for a consistent run of games. This pass from Sarr is excellent, man. It's so encouraging to see centre-halves being A, willing and B, capable of finding those kind of passes. Esteval's run in behind was perfect. Just needs to find the finish. Liam Rosenior's reaction was maybe a bit too much, but he knows how important goals are away from home, especially in these tricky FA Cup ties. Here's Reece James. Finds Moises Caicedo. Chelsea being very patient with the ball and now starting to dominate territory and possession. Here's Andre Santos. He's seen a lot of the ball in the opening stages. Caicedo looks for the big switch out here. Garnacho trying to peel away. Jarell Hato, ex-Ajax captain, 19 years of age, 100 caps for Ajax. Pedro Neto has been operating a lot more central now. I'm not the biggest Pedro Neto fan, but playing him in the number 10 is probably not the wisest decision. I think Esteval Willian in those central positions would be a lot more effective, and Pedro Neto as a number 10. I can think of maybe 4 or 5 other Chelsea players playing as a number 10 over Pedro Neto, and that's no slight on Neto. Neto, I believe, on that left-hand side when he doesn't have too much time to think. He can just whip in the ball first time using his pace. Is a really good asset for Chelsea, but when he plays as a right or as a number 10 today, tricky. And speaking of tricky, the conditions are not easy for the players here. Really starting to snow down, especially for the Brazilian boys. It's going to be a test. Andre Santos has spent a year in France, so he'll know what it's all about. But for Esteval Willian, growing up is not just on the pitch, but also the weather in English football. Garnacho finds Esteval Willian. Esteval's pass. Esteval's final pass has just been lacking today. Just over 20 minutes on the clock. Still looks our biggest threat. I will not stop singing the praises of Esteval Willian, man. I see the vision. I really do. Oh, Liam Delap nearly gets the opening goal. Hits the crossbar. It's Liam Delap again. Oh, he's missed. How have Chelsea not opened the scoring here? Liam Delap closes down Dylan Phillips. Nearly gets the luck of the draw. Hits the crossbar. It comes straight back into him. He takes an age to make a decision. Finally decides to shoot. Chelsea are missing chances here. This is going to be one of those games where Hull City are going to ride their luck and maybe hit Chelsea as Pedro Neto finds Alejandro Garnacho down the left-hand side. Here's Garnacho, drops the shoulder, decent ball into the box. Liam Delap's first touch is decent. He's asking for the pen. He's not going to get it. Chelsea still have the ball though. Here's Moises Caicedo, Esteval Willian. Chelsea looking to crank up the pressure now at the MKM Stadium. Fofana, Pedro Neto. Again, Chelsea's central progression making it very difficult for Hull City to really cope. They win the ball back though. Have committed 4 players forward for this counter-attack. Very good pass there by Slater onto the right-hand side to Hirakawa. He's up against Jarell Hato. Brilliant. Oh, it's Andre Santos rather. Found him on the left-hand side. Is the foul going to be given? It's a delayed whistle by the ref, and if he's going to spot that as a foul, it might be a yellow card here for Andre Santos, and that's not a good challenge there from the young Brazilian. Well, Dylan Phillips nearly having egg in his face, and how close was that to find in the back of the net. Liam Delap was already celebrating. He felt that it crossed the line. It was very, very close. Oh, we have to have a look at goal line technology, but Liam Rosenior was convinced. Just one of those kind of games, Liam. You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to battle. It's not going to be pretty. Esteval Willian and now Liam Delap both have had decent opportunities to open the scoring for the Blues. Paddy McNair was under Louis van Gaal, wasn't he? At Manchester United. Did have a few appearances in the Cups and in the Premier League as well. Tyler Blackett, Paddy McNair. That class as Hull City have a chance here. Oh, what a save that is by Rob Sanchez. Not just gets that away from goal, but parries that out of danger. Good goalkeeping there. Liam Delap finds Esteval Willian now. Chelsea on the counter-attack. Esteval Willian switches it on his right foot. What a pass that is from Esteval Willian. Garnacho keeps it in play though. Here's Alejandro Garnacho. Goes on the outside. Is he going to get the foul? He isn't. That's the second time. The ref is not falling for Alejandro Garnacho's gimmicks here. Esteval Willian. Brilliant pass again. Wow. He's got everything in his locker. Can also pass. Jeez. Limitless footballer. Here's Pedro Neto. He's got Reece James for company. Wesley Fofana and Mohamed Sarr. The first time I'm seeing the two of them together. Both bought from French clubs. Wesley Fofana was at Saint Etienne before moving to Leicester City. And then, of course, Chelsea making that £70 million investment under Thomas Tuchel for the French centre-half. Reece James whips the ball in. Easily done for Dylan Phillips. Comfortable gather. Will be breathing a huge sigh of relief after his quote-unquote clearance. Nearly ended up as a free goal for Liam Delap. How close is GDS here? Oh, that is so close. That is not even a quarter of the ball that is outside. That is so unlucky from Liam Delap's point of view. But forces him to score a legit goal. Come on, against championship opponents, we need Liam Delap to score. He can have a great game, but put the ball in the back of the net. Terrible first touch there from Liam Delap. I've been harsh on Liam, but I expected so much more, man. I think it comes from expectations. It's foolish of me to have any sorts, but I thought if the board is going to replace Nico Jackson, they're going to do it with someone better than him, but it's been nowhere near. That's something that Chelsea can probably rectify in the summer, because I don't like the way that it ended between Chelsea and Nico Jackson, but Jackson has gotten 0 game time at Bayern Munich. It's been a real shame for the Senegalese. I think if him as a second striker, a second choice striker behind Joao Pedro, just might be the perfect solution for the player and the club. Remember, he has a great understanding with Cole Palmer. I think they've had like 15 or 20 goals that have combined with each other. 20 might be too much, but somewhere on those lines. It's a great partnership. You could see that very early on in the Pochettino season, then in the Enzo Maresca first season as well. Chelsea decided otherwise. Chelsea have completed nearly 220 passes. Hull City just a pass over the 50 mark. That's been the dominance from Chelsea, but still hasn't resulted in a goal yet. Esteval Willian and Liam Delap coming the closest for Chelsea to open the scoring, but Hull City have ridden their luck. I think in terms of threatening Rob Sanchez, they haven't done too much. Liam Rosenior, with over 25 minutes played, will be slightly concerned. Look at Liam Rosenior's ears, man. They've turned red. That's how cold it is. No protection, just gloves and a coat, and off you go. And you want to see Mamadou Sarr, I want to see all his facets tested here today. We saw his passing. We need to see his recovery pace, his aerial presence and his ability, because eventually he's going to have to start in the Premier League, and if he's not at, I would say, a 7 or even 8 out of 10 in terms of aerial duels, could be a real cause of concern here, because Badiashile is, again, a hit or miss kind of player. Even though he's nearly 6'4", 6'5", he's a real presence, but doesn't play like a 6'4", 6'5" centre half. Wesley Fofana, someone who's just a shade over 6 foot, he really does put in a leap. Here's Sarr. Finds Jarell Hato. Much changed left hand side for Chelsea. Need to build that partnership here. Sarr, Hato and Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho's been clattered again. He's gotten absolutely nothing from the ref. Hull City on the right hand side. Might look to cross this ball in, decides against it. Now the ball is whipped in, but far too much purchase on it. Coyle does recover the ball. Here's Liam Miller. Decent first touch here from Regan Slater. Tries to go around Moises Caicedo. Good luck doing that. Moy does very well. Oh, what a first touch that is from Liam Miller. Brings that down effortlessly, but Chelsea win the ball back. Here's Esteval Willian. Again, outside of the boot, passes on. Instead, he keeps it short for Liam Delap. Delap, keep hold of the ball. So easy for Hull City to win the ball back, man. Esteval does so well. Just hold the ball or just pop it off one touch. Can't keep losing the ball. Here's Regan Slater. Channel pass for Lewis Kumas. Oh, Wesley Fofana's made a real mess and he'll get the foul. Wesley Fofana chases down Lewis Kumas, who made the run. It looked very clumsy here from Wesley Fofana. He's got the recovery pace. And it does look like a clear foul because he's over the shoulders of Wesley Fofana. Oof, I think Fofana gets a bit fortunate, you know. Maybe a tap on the ankles, but Wesley Fofana has to be careful. Warning shot fired early on by Hull City. Yet to really threaten Rob Sanchez in goal. Here's the skipper for the evening, Reece James. The skipper for the evening, skipper of the club. With Enzo Fernandez gently taking on the captain's armband in the absence of Reece James. Here's Sarr. Caicedo. Chelsea need to pick up the pace here. It's far too passive from the Blues. A lot of horizontal passes that are not really doing anything. 15 minutes plus added on time remain in the first half here at the MKM Stadium. Hull City pretty much ticking the first box. 0-0 the scoreline for them. Best case scenario really, considering Esteban Willian had that glorious opportunity to make it 1-0. Sarr's ball over the top was a peach. That first touch from Esteban was special. Took it around the goalkeeper, just fired that over the crossbar though. What a pass that is by Moises Caicedo. He's just drilled that across to Garnacho. Decent ball in. Liam Delap tries to get there first. Good defending there by John Egan. And it's a out for goal kick. Well, John Egan has had the better of Liam Delap in this first half here. Centre half has been touch tight. He's got Paddy McNair and Kethel McCarthy on either side of him, who've been mopping up. Chelsea need to do a bit more, but well, every time you look at the floodlights and the conditions, it looks really rough out there. Snowing down, snow very much. Not just gracing the United Kingdom, but lashing out. Look at the Chelsea bench. They look absolutely miserable in their warm blankets. I'd rather be out there playing. Oh, that's not a foul, ref. Come on. Mohamed Sarr, adjudged to have fouled just past the halfway line. Not very happy with the decision. Again, he goes touch tight with the attacker. Make sure that he has followed the run, but need to see the foul again if there was a foul. But regardless, it's going to be a free kick for Hull City. Lewy Coyle, captain's armband today. Chelsea holding a highish line. Coyle delivers that towards the back stick. Liam Delap doesn't get the clearance necessary. Here's Paddy McNair, keeps it short. Humas puts the ball in. Giles delivers. Chelsea deal with it. Again, Liam Delap's clearances. Come on, get a grip. It's the second time, and because of that, Hull City have kept the attack going. Good defending there by Jarell Hato. And Hato's been very conservative with his passing. He's always deferred either sideways or backwards passing as his option. Is to just grow into the game with a bit more confidence. Here's Reece James. Andre Santos very cleverly shifts that to Moises Caicedo. Here's the Brazilian. And one change that I'm expecting to see is Enzo Fernandez, and the second one is Joao Pedro in the second half if it remains 0-0. Here's Pedro Neto. Decent ball there to Garnacho. Oh, that's a terrible pass. Alejandro Garnacho has one of these every game where you just close your eyes and you just... Sometimes you wonder why Chelsea went to Manchester United to shop, man. We should not be shopping at Manchester United. No way. I don't care which player it is. Oh, that's a terrible pass by Andre Santos. Chelsea need to do better here. Just letting the rhythm of the game flow in Hull City's favour. They're looking very comfortable off the ball. Need to see more. Chelsea need to get the lead before half time. Second half gets so unnecessarily hectic, especially with Premier League action coming up very shortly. Again, Garnacho and Hato have not been able to link up once down that left-hand side. Not a single pass that have exchanged here. Again, Sarr in the aerial duels is not looking the most comfortable. I'm going to chalk that down to just nerves maybe, but he's, I think in terms of body positioning, the way he leaps hasn't been too convincing. Hato does nicely on that occasion. Caicedo. Andre Santos rides the challenge. Caicedo again. Chelsea need verticality in their passing here. Need to take risks. Here's Reece James. Reece and Esteban down the right hand side should be causing a lot more problems to Hull City. Chelsea have not really focused down the flanks. Here's Caicedo. Esteban. got Reece James on the overlap. Here's the skipper, Estevao again. First time that we're seeing that right-hand side combine. Caicedo. Mamadou Sarr finds Andres Santos. Nice patterns here from Chelsea. Here's Pedro Neto. He wants runners. Decides to go for a clip pass. Estevao brings that ball down nicely. Now Chelsea looking to turn it up here. Liam Delap can't really control it, but Chelsea keep it going. Here's Garnacho. Garnacho, why are you shooting from there, man? That is such low IQ play. Why would you shoot from there? No backlift. I mean, what are you trying to do? Just get a shot on target? Just trying to inflate the stats? I will never be fooled with stats, man. Doesn't matter in which shape they come. The eye test. Always the eye test. Whatever you watch in the 90 minutes. Here's Reece James. Caicedo. Under 10 minutes plus added on time remaining in the first half. Chelsea still searching for that opener. Estevao Willian and Liam Delap have come the closest for Chelsea. Hull, on the other hand, have been resolute. Their mid-block and sometimes their deep block have been very effective. Hato does very well. Tries to be too nimble-footed and we're in trouble here. Hull City have a chance on the counter-attack. Brilliant from Moises Caicedo. Oh, it's Jarell Hato. What a challenge that is. He had no right to get that. Brilliant. Now Chelsea on the attack. Come on. Here's Neto. Please don't shoot. Keeps it short. Andres Santos looks to just pass that into the far corner. Again, not the best choice of strike there from the Brazilian. Not enough pace on the pass. Here's Hato. He's slowly now growing into the game. Starting to do a lot more outrageous things on the pitch. Here's Neto. Andres Santos. Oh, Chelsea not able to keep the ball in the final third. What a waste. Sergei Yakirovic would be very happy with this first half here. 8 minutes plus added on time remaining. MKM Stadium. It's cold, it's wet, it's snowy. Rough conditions. Fair play to everyone who's made the journey to watch this game live. Especially the Chelsea fans who've had quite the journey to reach up north. Here's Liam Miller. Oof, what a challenge that is from Reece James. He goes crunching in. No prisoners taken there from the Chelsea skipper. Here's Giles. Chelsea defend that decently. Estevao needs to take better care of the ball. From Estevao's point of view, it has to be control first and then skill, if you know what I mean. Especially in our own half. Oh, Caicedo can't control the ball either. Chelsea in trouble here. Here's Liam Miller. What a challenge from Reece James, man. Clean as a whistle. Strong as well. Caicedo lumps that forward. Finds Liam Delap. This time makes it stick. Much better there from the Englishman. Here's Andres Santos. Pedro Neto. 7 minutes plus added on time remaining in the first half. Here's Alejandro Garnacho down the left-hand side. Garnacho's ball in is terrible. Absolutely terrible. He's dropped a stinker of a first half again here, Alejandro Garnacho. It's becoming a regular occurrence. Here's Reece James. Pedro Neto. It's sometimes with some players, you almost have to wonder when is the right time to cut your losses. Just because you've given them a 6 or 7 year contract, sometimes year one should be sufficient that this player is not going to make it. A couple of the Chelsea players are bordering on that line. Here's Pedro Neto. Decent strength shown there by Neto. Takes the long route across. He's got Reece James on the overlap. He ignores him. Goes with the Trivela pass instead. Chelsea want a pen. They're not going to get it. The referee has given us absolutely nothing in this first half, by the way. Into the 40th minute. Again, Pedro Neto. Why would you play a Trivela pass when Reece James has made the overlap? He's got a lot of space. Who's going to play a better pass? You with the outside of the boot or Reece James on his right? Caicedo. Delap. Neto! It's 1-0 to Chelsea. Pedro Neto fires that into the bottom corner. An individual moment of brilliance there from the Portuguese international. And Chelsea have the lead away. brilliant finish there from Pedro Neto. Cracking strike from distance. Chelsea needed a moment of inspiration, a bit of magic. Andre Santos once again, he's the one who starts the move. Caicedo's clever turn. Liam Delap holds the challenge. Neto one touch out of his foot and then just rifles that into the bottom corner. It's a cracking finish from the Portuguese. Well, Chelsea continue their streak of scoring under Liam Rossinier. It's just been the one game rather than Chelsea have not scored, which was that Carabao Cup second leg semi-final. Sergei Yakirovic will now start to be a bit more concerned. Pedro Neto on that 40-minute mark, giving us a very important goal, and it's a goal that we have deserved, I would say. The manner of which was surprising. But considering the chances that we have created, the possession that we have had, the territory that we have dominated, a 1-0 lead doesn't flatter us. It's a good pass into the channel there for Liam Delap down the left-hand side. Delap now with a renewed optimism. Garnacho, decent ball in. Oh, he's not going to get the pen nor the cutback. Liam Delap can take a bit of encouragement that he's going to get the assist for the Pedro Neto goal. Yep, it was Liam Delap's cushion pass. Fofana. Well, defensively, Chelsea have been rarely threatened. Good to see Wesley Fofana and Mahmoud Sarr keeping the clean sheet. But you know what? The game against Leeds United, the opening 45 minutes, Leeds could not touch us. They couldn't come anywhere near us. I almost had my feet up, chilling. In the span of 6 or 7 minutes in the second half, Chelsea just throw the lead away. That was a 2-0 lead. A 1-0 lead, no way. Am I relaxing? Fofana, very nicely done. Pedro Neto. Well, Neto takes a lot of criticism, but keeps delivering the goals. Here's Garnacho. Garnacho, first half, forgettable, to say the very least. It's been a nothing first half, really. He's a good finisher. He scored a brace against... He scored in the cup. Ipswich? I think it was Ipswich. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. He scored a brace again against Arsenal in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. That was in a 3-2 loss. He came off the bench and made the impact. Other than that, if you look at Garnacho's impact, 40 million quid, Chelsea could have done so much better. Here's Wesley Fofana. 2 minutes plus added on time remain at the MKM Stadium. Chelsea courtesy of Pedro Neto taking the half-time lead. Well, not yet, but the way that Hull have set up, maybe a bit too negative. I think the first half they had to be as tight as possible in terms of the shape. Estevao nearly brings that down in exquisite fashion there for the Pedro Neto clip pass. There's Liam Miller. Finds Leo Coyle. Oh, Estevao nearly pinches the ball away from Cathal McCarthy. Again, long balls for Hull City have not worked. Wesley Fofana has dealt with them with consummate ease. Here's Mahmoud Sarr. It's been a solid but unspectacular debut for the Senegalese international. African Cup of Nations champion with Senegal. His reputation growing leaps and bounds. Clean sheet in the final against Morocco. Great to see that. And Sarr immediately when he played the pass had his hands on his head. It's okay, Sarr. We keep moving. Here's Garnacho down the left-hand side. Garnacho goes for the cutback. He'll get a corner in a fortuitous manner. Alejandro Garnacho's dribbling and take-on abilities not at the level. If you look at the way that Jamie Gittins has that in his locker compared to Alejandro Garnacho, it's shocking. I mean, in Garnacho and Gittins, Chelsea, if basically they were combined into one player, which is Garnacho's relentlessness and Jamie Gittins' 1v1 abilities and explosiveness. Chelsea are one heck of a player, but instead they're two players and they costed nearly 90 million quid for Chelsea. We had an added on time here in the first half. Chelsea looking for the second before the half-time whistle. Reece James delivers, punched away by Phillips. Here's Hirakawa. Lovely first touch from the Japanese. Oh, Pedro Neto. He doesn't need to make the foul. He's got there first. He's tried to body the player. He knows the referee is not going to give anything in our favour. It's so needless there from Neto. All he had to do was just continue the sprint, and he's getting the ball cleanly. It's a free kick for Hull. Not a threatening position, but a needless yellow card for the number 7 and the goal scorer. Opportunity for Hull City to possibly put this ball into a dangerous area. Pretty much the last time. Chelsea holding such a high line here. Dylan Phillips is the man who's been tasked with taking this free kick. It's very much in his own half. Phillips delivers. He carves that ball. Chelsea trying to win the first ball. We don't. Trying to win the second. And Andre Santos' positioning in that kind of sense has been very good. And the referee blows the half-time whistle at the MKM Stadium. Chelsea leading 1-0 courtesy of the Pedro Neto strike from distance after Esteban Willian and Liam Delap both had glorious opportunities to give us the half-time lead. Liam Rosenior returns to his former club as both player and manager has secured a half-time lead here. Chelsea 45 minutes away from progressing to the 5th round of the FA Cup, but still a long way to go. Half-time here. Hull City 0, Chelsea 1. Well, it's been decent. Decent to say the very least. As long as we're picking up victories, I don't really care. I mean, I do care as to how we do it, but such is the precarious nature of the Premier League and all the cups that we find ourselves in. Just win games, dude. Well, we are moments away from the start of the second half. Chelsea have a half-time lead. Can we hold on? Can we extend it? Or will Hull City find a way back into the contest? We'll wait and see. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody tuning in to the live stream. Every Chelsea game, I will be there. I think I've missed just the one Chelsea game so far, which was the game last weekend, Chelsea versus Wolves, away at the Molineux Stadium, where Chelsea won 3-1. Cole Palmer hat-trick. Fortunately from my end, couldn't catch that game. But we are back here. It's a busy schedule. It's going to be game after game. Chelsea trying to fight on 3 fronts now. The league objective of finishing in the top 4. Champions League. Can we make a really deep run? We'll wait and see about that. Then of course the FA Cup. Can always have a free crack at it. But in terms of subs and changes, Chelsea can't make too many. I'd like to see Derry maybe coming on, the under-21 attacker for us. It can't be worse than the 45 minutes that Alejandro Garnacho served up for Chelsea. And the likes of, no Gittins. Joao Pedro, I don't really want to see Joao Pedro today unless we really are chasing a kind of goal. But Joao Pedro needs rest. Cole Palmer's not even in the starting 11, not even in the squad. But Hull City will feel that a better second half. They might be slightly interested, slightly in a shout. But Chelsea have the half-time lead. Pedro Neto's brilliant strike from distance on the 40th minute mark, giving Chelsea the lead. And now it's time for second half action. Sergei Yakirovic making a half-time substitution. No, it's just Paddy McNair just having water. Liam Rossinier, the former Hull City player and manager, watches along as his new team are handling business here at the MKM Stadium. Well, Pedro Neto, who gave us the lead, in a different position for him, in that number 10 position with Esteban Willian on the right and Alejandro Garnacho down the left-hand side, which means Pedro Neto, who gets things off and running for the start of the second half, looking to influence the game in that number 10 position just behind Liam Delap. Delap will be credited with the assist, but his first 45 minutes, very average. Very, very average. Here's Rob Sanchez, who's had a very comfortable 45 minutes between the sticks. Hasn't been asked too much to do. Philip Jorgensen still not available. He picked up a mystery injury by the looks of it as Chelsea were playing Paphos in the Champions League. Since then, he's not even made the subs bench. Here's Neto. Does very well. Chelsea win the ball back. Andre Santos gets Chelsea's attack done quickly. Here's Reece James. Finds Moises Caicedo. Wesley Fofana making the run on the overlap. Chelsea keep it centrally and now shifted down the right-hand side. Here's Fofana. Finds Esteban Willian. What a pass that is to Reece James. Flashes that across the face of goal. Good goalkeeping there from Dylan Phillips. And a quick release as well. Great throw there from the keeper. John Egan caught in a tough situation. Recover on that occasion, just trying to wriggle away, and that's brilliant from Chelsea in terms of the counter-attack opportunity. Levi Coyle, the skipper for Hull City, down the right-hand side. He's had a tireless shift. He's been bombing up and down that touchline all game long. Here's Delap. Again, he's not made the ball stick. Really needs to make the ball stick, man. Every time the ball is played to Joao Pedro, it's almost like a certainty that the ball will stick to the Brazilian. Here's James. Clever pass into the channel for Liam Delap. Decent first touch. Brings Estevao into the game. Here's the Brazilian. Chelsea keep it short and crisp. It's almost risk-free football that Chelsea are playing here away at Hull. It's all about getting the job done and doing minimal damage. Need to keep the clean sheet though. Rob Sanchez has been deprived of a few clean sheets over the past few weeks. Against Leeds United, Wolves, Crystal Palace, all games where Chelsea could and should have kept clean sheets. Turned out to be none. Here's Wesley Fofana. And Fofana just almost baiting the press. Rob Sanchez way out of his goal. Here's Mamadou Sarr. Jarell Hato, first touch is pretty curious there in terms of a pass. Here's Andre Santos though. Jarell Hato wins his first and second challenge. Liam Delap does well. Chelsea win the ball here. Hato finds Reece James, spreads it onto the right hand side for Estevan Willian. Chelsea looking to add the second very soon here. Brilliant challenge, outstanding work. Caicedo goes crunching in, wins the ball back cleanly. Caicedo finds Reece James. Thought about the first time ball in. James takes the long route across. Oh, that's certainly a foul there on Moises Caicedo. Needless from Liam Miller. The number 7 can have no complaints. Reece James and Moises Caicedo keeping things in a very tight corner there for Chelsea down the right hand side. Manufacturing a free kick and an opportunity for the Blues to put this ball into the box. Liam Miller just trying to nick the ball off Moises Caicedo. Free kick for Chelsea. Decent position for a right-footed whip ball in. Liam Rossini would have been urging his team to get that second goal as quickly as possible. Shut this game down. Free kick for the Blues. We take it short here. Interesting tactic. Almost feels like we waste free kicks when we do take them short. Neto plays the 1-2 with Hato. It's Neto with the ball towards the far stick. Decent header. What a save. Dylan Phillips pulls out an outrageous save of Andre Santos' header. That should have been 2-0 to the Blues. Brilliant ball in here by Pedro Neto. Plays the 1-2 with Jarell Hato. Neto just stands this ball into the air. What a leap this is from Andre Santos. That is arrowing into the top corner. Brilliant save from Dylan Phillips. No time to react. Gets a strong left wrist to it. It was a right wrist rather. Liam Rossini still sees his team not have the cushion. Corner for Chelsea here. Pedro Neto floats this one towards the front post. Oh, Hull don't defend it. And it's 2-0 to Chelsea. Poor defending from the corner. Chelsea used the set piece to their advantage. And after Dylan Phillips produced a magnificent save of Andre Santos, at the very next corner, Chelsea do have the second goal, and that is the comfort zone. Well, just what we wanted. Early second goal. Pedro Neto, once again instrumental, puts that towards the front post. It took a flick on of, I think it was Jarell Hato. Who's the last touch come off? I think it is a Hull City player. This will go down as an own goal. It's just gone all the way through. Dylan Phillips absolutely furious, but that's a free goal. Chelsea won't care. Chelsea won't mind. It's 2-0 to the Blues. Well, they'll be frustrated, Hull, in the manner of which the second goal was conceded. That's what happens when you don't clear your lines off the corners. That first ball is critical. You cannot let it bounce in your own box. And now Chelsea with yet another 2-0 lead. Saw this against Leeds United at home. Different proposition today. Decent carry this from Hato, but here's Garnacho. Again, with Chelsea with the 2-0 lead, we are expecting the boys to pop the ball around a lot better, especially the likes of Delap and Garnacho. Clean sheet, absolutely paramount too now. Sign of a serious team is getting clean sheets. Brilliant punch pass there by Caicedo, but it's slightly overhit. Hull City on the chance here down the left-hand side. Liam Miller Decent ball in, very well defended by Moises Caicedo. He had to get there first. Very much alert at the front post. Good work there. Coils ball into the box. Caicedo on the stretch. Well, Pedro Neto got the opening goal. Will be credited with the assist. Not sure as to who the second goal has been given to. Might be construed as an own goal. Not sure who got that touch, but Hull City have their first corner here. Decent ball in. Chelsea don't really clear it. Hull can recover it. It's a first time opportunity for a whip ball into the box. They don't decide. Instead, they recycled it. Ball in, well defended. Pedro Neto should get there first. Wesley Fofana does. Can Hull keep the danger alive? Decent first touch. Liam Miller. Heavy first touch from him, and it's Estevao Willian who leads Chelsea's counter-attack. Garnacho gets there first. Keeper stays at home. Chelsea have the attack here and an opportunity to add the third. Here's Alejandro Garnacho. What a terrible pass. Oh my goodness me. I mean, the fact that he has only one or two options to hit the pass, but the fact that he just passed to a Hull City player pretty much sums up Alejandro Garnacho's 50-odd minutes. Decent positions, but quality-wise, really struggling. I don't think Hato... Somebody's got a touch there. Doesn't look like Hato has. Might just be the slightest of flick on from Jarell Hato. Well, if it is, it's Hato's second goal, and both of them coming in the FA Cup. Thunder blaster against Charlton and a delicate flick on header against Hull City. Here's Mamadou Sarr. Chelsea building up in a back three by the looks of it now, with Sarr as the left-sided centre half. Here's Estevao Willian. Does well to protect the ball. Estevao can switch there, but Jarell Hato had made the central run. Brazilian just ignored him, decided to keep it short. Here's Sarr again. Comfortable. Hull City have not put Chelsea under nearly enough pressure in this match. Need to try and swing balls into the box. That is Chelsea's kryptonite, really. Here's Hato down the left-hand side. Oh, it's a terrible touch, but he keeps it alive. Here's Garnacho. Lovely step over. It's Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho's strike is very tame. Straight at Dylan Phillips. But better there from Alejandro Garnacho. Good step over to beat the challenge. Drift in field and then trying to unleash a strike on his favoured right foot. 10 minutes into the second half here. Chelsea getting the cushion goal courtesy of the corner. The Pedro Neto corner, which might have taken a deftest of flicks of Jarell Hato to give Chelsea a 2-0 lead. Andre Santos, before the corner was given, had that header which was destined for the back of the net. Brilliantly saved by Dylan Phillips. There was yet another Pedro Neto cross. Here's Fofana. Decent line breaker. Just fizzes that at Estevao Willian. Hull City escaped the pressure nicely. Estevao wins the ball back. Oh, come on, ref. That is not a foul. Hato's pass is brilliant to Garnacho as well, but the referee blew the whistle. Felt that Estevao got that clean. He was around the defender. Referee was right at the spot, but he's given us absolutely nothing. Not a single decision feels that has gone Chelsea's way. Here's John Egan. Looks to switch the play down the right-hand side, asking a lot out of Yu Hirakawa. Japanese international tries to keep that in play, but it's a throw-in for Chelsea. Can get another goal, and some of the likes of Moises Caicedo to get a bit of rest would be priceless. These are the kind of games that Moy, just 60 minutes and you're off. Thank you for giving us a base and the platform to win the match. That is where we're really missing Lavia and Dario Sugo, man. Don't know how much damage they're injuries has done to Chelsea. Decent chance there for Lewis Kumas. He's got a corner. Nice play from the centre forward. Having to do it by his lonesome. No support. Does the second best thing. That is win the corner. A set piece opportunity for Hull City. Amir Hedziyametovic, the Bosnian, just prowling the area. Ryan Giles will take this corner on that left foot. Rob Sanchez, aggressive starting position. Decent ball in. Chelsea do manage to clear. Estevao gets the decisive touch. Garnacho pulls out of the challenge. Here's Ryan Giles. Chelsea should be able to take care of the situation. Again, Garnacho is just withdraws from challenges, man. Stop pulling out of challenges. He goes with intensity and just pulls out so early too. I see that, Garnacho. More things to dislike about your game. Here's Andre Santos. Finds Mahmoud Sar. Decent pass by Estevao Willian. Liam Delap struggling to control the ball, but does brilliantly. It's Liam Delap. It's a brilliant save. Estevao Willian makes it 3-0 to Chelsea. That is game, set and match. All of Liam Delap's hard work down the right-hand side. His effort was saved by Dylan Phillips. It fell kindly to Estevao Willian, who doesn't need a second invitation. Should have scored in the first half. Buries it in the second half. It's 3-0 to Chelsea and 1 foot in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Well, Chelsea flexing their muscles on Hull City now. This could be a very painful half an hour for the Championship side. Good play this from Liam Delap. Stops and then accelerates. Decent enough save. Estevao's first time effort. Good enough. Nicely done. Liam Delap takes control of the situation. That's the kind of play we needed from him. Finish was lacking, but just keeps the hustle going, and Estevao does the rest. Is that his first FA Cup goal for the Brazilian? I think it is. Yet another competition where the young Brazilian continues to dazzle. Well, Chelsea 3-0 up. And now the changes will be rung. Finally. I think it's Moises Caicedo and Reece James who are both coming off for Enzo Fernandez and Josh Acheampong. Yep. Finally, Moises Caicedo gets a bit of rest in the match. He gets half an hour to put his feet up. The Chelsea boys have done the job here. Josh Acheampong preferred over Malo Gusto as the auxiliary right back today. Estevao. He's put Liam Delap on goal there. Delap has to do better. Well, in the second half, Chelsea very much in control. 2 second half goals, one from Jarell Hato and one from Estevao Willian, means that Chelsea will have a comfortable enough half an hour. A perfect way to start the weekend. Chelsea get the job done and watch the rest of the English team battle it out for a spot in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Here's Enzo Fernandez. He gets half an hour of action today, and captain's armband too. Reece and Moy both off the pitch now. Here's Enzo Fernandez, immediately trying to affect the game. Well, what we've become under Liam Rossini has been a team that scores 2 or 3 goals every match. That has been the great part to see how Rossini has transformed us in terms of being a team that are hungry for goals, scoring goals. It's been a welcome change. Well, Dylan Phillips made that tremendous save off the Andre Santos header. And from his point of view, we've been ultimately powerless for both the goals. We were conceded soon after. 28 minutes remain. Chelsea now, it's all about game management. Make this the most boring of half an hours. I won't care. This should be a training drill, training exercise. Again, Liam Delap, this is your chance. Score the goal. Score goals, buddy. You've done a lot of good things. You've done a lot of average things. But you need to find the back of the net. It's not urgent now. Chelsea have that 3-0 lead. But for a centre forward, against championship opposition, scoring goals is critical. A double substitution being readied by coach Sergei Yakirovic. Amir Hedzimetovic is one player that's coming off, the Bosnian, and Liam Miller. His evening comes to an end as well. Hull keeping an eye in the championship as they look for one of the automatic promotion spots. Number 7 and the number 20 get an hour shift. Couldn't make the impact that they were hoping to make against Premier League opposition. But that is the step up of playing against the likes of Chelsea. John Lundstrom and Joe Gerhardt, two players that have come on. Both have played in the Premier League, haven't they? Lundstrom and Gerhardt. Gerhardt played for Fulham? I'm not really sure. It's a name that sounds very familiar, but it's a free kick for Hull City. Chelsea hold a high enough line, and it's a very loose offside decision. Hull have to do better. Estevan Willian gets a crunching challenge on him. Hull City, with the double change that they've made, now seems to have a bit more impetus about them. Really hope that Estevan was fine here. He was crunched by that challenge. Chelsea keep it going though. Here's Wesley Fofana. Yep, Estevan was back onto his feet. Here's Enzo. Finds Fofana. Enzo again. Chelsea keeping it short, keeping it crisp, keeping it very frustrating for the Hull City players. Here's Mamadou Sarr. Couple more objectives for Chelsea to complete in this match. Can't be just pass for the rest. We need the clean sheet. That's objective number 1, and a Liam Delap goal. Absolutely necessary. Not just in the match, but in the grand scheme of things, a Liam Delap goal is absolutely necessary. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Immediately looks up for Liam Delap. He's bent his run perfectly. It's Liam Delap, goes for the cutback opportunity. It's another corner for Chelsea. 25 minutes plus stoppage time remain. Hull City very much on the ropes here. They've taken 3 hammer blows. Chelsea are hungry for more. Delap has run the channels well. He's held the ball, especially down that right-hand side. Corner for Chelsea. Pedro Neto from this very angle got Chelsea the second goal. Jarell Hato's decent flick on went between the legs of Dylan Phillips. Chelsea looking for the 4th here before full time. Neto delivers. Decent ball in. Oh, Phillips somehow gathers. Could have very easily been 4 to Chelsea. Decent ball in again there by Pedro Neto. Where Neto's asking the question as to why nobody really got ahead to it. Why is Delap ducking there, man? If he just stands still, just stands upright, it's probably a headed chance for him, but he decides to duck at that moment. Very strange. Chelsea have more inexperience in their backline. It's only Wesley Fofana who's over the age of 20 now in the backline. Hato, Sarr, Achiampong, all youngsters. All teenagers. Speaking of teenagers, Estevao and Andre Santos are balling out there. Andre Santos, not a teenager, but Estevao Willian finding the pass. Brilliant play there from the true Brazilians. Chelsea looking to add the finish, the panache on the scoreline. A couple more goals would be a bit deflating for Hull City, but that's the risk that you have to run when you play against Premier League opposition. Another objective add to the list is a Garnacho moment that makes you kind of applaud. Because if you've seen the 67 minutes of action that has taken place, Alejandro Garnacho's gotten away with a lot. He's fortunate that his other teammates have delivered. Pedro Neto has had one of those games where everything is touched has turned into goals. Here's Estevao. Oh, it's Achimpong is offside, but good to see Achimpong making those forward runs, replacing Reece James after Chelsea got the third goal. Caicedo and James came off, with Achimpong and Enzo Fernandez replacing the Chelsea pair. The job nearly done. This should be comfortable. This should be easy path to the fifth round of the FA Cup. No Manchester United. Liverpool are knocked out as well, aren't they? Did they lose to Crystal Palace in the FA Cup? Or was that the Carabao Cup? I think it was the FA Cup, you know. Either way, with Arsenal, Manchester City, they will be the favourites. Whichever trophy that is up for grabs today. Decent first touch. Excellent from Achimpong. Brilliant stuff there from the young Englishman. Wins his first two duels. That'll give him a lot of confidence. Enzo Fernandez. Again, Chelsea keeping it very short and tight in the central areas. Andre Santos nearly squeezes in the perfect pass to open up the Hull midfield. With 3 goals against Wolves, 2 against Leeds, 3 again against Hull City. Chelsea, can you accuse them of being free scoring? Maybe not, but we're on the right path. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Finds Mamadou Sarr. He'll want a clean sheet on his full first Chelsea debut. Did play in the Club World Cup for us, didn't he? I think he might have played 1 game before going on loan to Strasbourg. Sanchez, Fofana, Andre Santos. Again, Estevao, brilliant chest control there. Chelsea keep it nicely, beautiful football. Enzo Fernandez loses it, but should get there. Finds Jarell Hato. Chelsea's combination in the central areas has been much more emphasized since Liam Rossinia's introduction as Chelsea manager. Here's Hato. Pedro Neto. Enzo Fernandez. Neto again. Neto and Fernandez just spamming passes. Well, this would be frustrating for the Hull City players. Not getting a touch of the ball, not getting a sniff. Chelsea just pop it around with 20 minutes remaining here. Estevao finds Pedro Neto. Thought about the shot. It's Liam Delap. Pedro Neto! It's a magnificent goal. It's another assist for Liam Delap. It's a terrific finish from Pedro Neto to make it 4-0 to Chelsea in the 4th round of the FA Cup. It's game over. Match over. Neto lethal in front of goal. Class finish there from Pedro Neto to give us an unassailable lead here at the MKM Stadium. Hull City have been totally outplayed in the second half. Neto could have taken the shot. He decided against it. Does the right thing of using Liam Delap as a wall. Delap pins the centre half. Good first touch. Decent layoff. And Neto's right-footed drilled effort past Dylan Phillips, who's had to pick the ball out of the back of the net thrice in the second half. Delap with his second assist, both from Pedro Neto strikes. Chelsea can now think about Premier League. Oh, there's a chance there for Hull City. Decent ball into the box. Chelsea somehow defend that situation. Chelsea have Burnley on Saturday. So, considerable amount of rest for Chelsea. That's nearly 8 days before we play a game against relegation-threatened Burnley. And to see that Caicedo getting half an hour off, Enzo playing only 30 minutes, Joao Pedro getting a full day off is brilliant news. So we're fully expecting to lay the hammer on Burnley when we play them next Saturday. We've had so many midweek assignments. Again, Chelsea central progression has been nice to watch. Enzo Fernandez loses out that on that occasion though. Here's Coyle. Well, Delap has 2 assists. Can he add a goal to it? Hato does well. Sanchez. Oh, that's a terrible clearance. Chelsea in trouble here. On the left-hand side. Great feed down the right. Hato shows him wide. Decent first touch. Chops onto his right foot. Chelsea standoff. Hato does well. Nice play there from Jarell Hato. Here's Pedro Neto. It's a yellow card here for a Hull City player for probably pulling Garnacho back. I think that's Lundstrom. Yes, it is. Lundstrom not having the impact since coming on. Well, Chelsea will be making a double substitution here. Tosin Adarabioyo is one of them. He had a hamstring injury which kept him out for a good couple of games. There'll be a moment of immense pride for Jesse Derry, who will be looking to make his first appearance for the Chelsea first team. Here's Santos. Estevan Willian is to be the player that has to be coming off for Chelsea. Don't need to risk him with the game all wrapped up. Here's Garnacho. Finds Enzo Fernandez. And decent ball in for Pedro Neto. Nearly finds its way onto the right-hand side to Josh Acheampong. Santos, brilliant. Andre Santos was our man of the match in the opening 45 minutes against Leeds United. He was outstanding. Every facet as a number 6 he excelled at. Yet another solid display here. He's going to have a big future the longer Liam Rosenior stays at Chelsea. Three goals against Wolves, 2 against Leeds, 4 against Hull City. Chelsea are cooking in terms of goals. Is Wesley Fofana's number going to be coming up here? Lovely carry here from the Frenchman. Driving forward. Couldn't find an accurate pass to Estevan Willian though. And now Hull City on the chance. Jesse Derry waiting to come on. "15 minutes plus stoppage time remain at the MKM Stadium." Enzo Fernandez finds Estevan Willian. Estevan finds Alejandro Garnacho. Decent cutback, looking to find Estevan. He's just fired that into the feet of Estevan rather than having some sort of culture to the pass. Hull City can't really conjure up an attack, and Chelsea can now make the double substitution. This is a proud moment for Jesse Derry, who will replace Estevan Willian, who got us the third goal. Will be replaced by the Chelsea under-21 forward. Liam Rosenior happy to give the academy players a real run out here. See the likes of Trevor Chalobah and Reece James, regulars. Josh Acheampong, a regular rotational piece. And with Estevan and Wesley Fofana off and Jesse Derry and Tosin Adarabioyo on, Chelsea looking for game management. It's all but wrapped up. Wesley Fofana with a solid shift. 70 plus minutes, 75 plus minutes really from the Frenchman. Chance for Tosin now to just shepherd the back four. Make sure Chelsea don't concede before full time. It's been comfortable ever since Chelsea got the third and fourth. Liu Coyle and Yu Hirakawa both coming off. No impact from both players as Cody Drame and Kyle Joseph replace the two Hull City starters. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Had a comfortable outing since coming on for Moises Caicedo. He's just kept things simple. Just been that metronomic presence in midfield alongside Andre Santos. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Finds Mamadou Sarr. Well, one of the objectives I had from Chelsea was for Liam Delap to score, but he's got 2 assists. So does that cancel each other out and say that that's fair play? You've got 2 goal contributions. Second one is a Chelsea clean sheet. Both very much on track. Here's Jesse Derry. Decent ball for Josh Achimpong, who might keep this in here. He does so well. Josh Achimpong uses his long limbs to get there first. Decent cutback there for Liam Delap, but he couldn't get there first. Outstanding work there from Josh Achimpong. Jesse Derry's pass was slightly overhead. Sergej Yakirovic will fully accept the fact that his team have been roundly beaten by the Premier League side, who are 5th. You could see the gulf in class though, can't you? Hull City, even against Chelsea's much changed starting 11, still finding it very difficult. Corner comes into the box. Phillips just about flaps at it. Referee gives the protection to the goalkeeper, and it's a free kick for Hull. Well, Tosin Adrabayo, who has been coming under a lot of scrutiny for Chelsea. Every time Tosin starts, unfortunately, Chelsea don't win. Last time that happened was it Fulham? I think it was Fulham, where Tosin and Chalobah both started. And when Tosin and Chalobah starts, it's pretty hectic for Chelsea. Oh, Sanchez is caught in no man's land. It could be a goal. Brilliant from Mamadou Sarr. Bails out Rob Sanchez. Sanchez, what are you doing there? No conviction there from the Spaniard. He just goes running out. Chelsea could have very easily conceded a goal out of absolutely nothing. It's a long punt forward. Hopeful, really. Mamadou Sarr just gets caught here. Rob Sanchez, that is terrible goalkeeping. But Sarr does very well. Luis Kumas rode the first Rob Sanchez challenge. Sanchez not really helping himself there as Hull make yet another change. Kieran Dowell coming on for Ketel McCarthy. More Irish influence in the Hull City side. Got a couple of Bosnians as well. We saw Amir Hasdiametovic, number 20, who's on loan, with the Bosnian connection in the dugout. Well, 10 minutes plus stoppage time remain here. Here's Coyle. Slater's ball in is well defended by Tosin. Immediate impact from the Chelsea substitute. Again, Liam Delap is interested as a lot of the ball was shown to him, and it's a throw-in for Chelsea. Well, it's pretty much game management here from Chelsea. 10 minutes plus stoppage time to possibly add the 5th, but definitely keep the clean sheet. It's been a well-rounded performance. The first half, we'll say maybe touch and go in terms of whether or not that was satisfactory. Pedro Neto's goal really did swing it in our favour. That first half, with Estevao having the best opportunity after a brilliant pick out there by Mamadou Sarr. First touch from Estevao was excellent. Rounded off the keeper. Had an empty net, but blazed over. Sanchez gives the ball away. It feels like Sanchez is just getting bored now, since he's had absolutely nothing to do between the posts. He's decided to take on the main character syndrome here. 9 minutes plus stoppage time remain. Again, Hull down the left-hand side, getting a bit of joy here. They're into the box here. He's flashed that towards goal. What a poor decision that is from Giles. He could have gone for the cutback where 2 or 3 of his teammates were waiting. He went for goal instead. Not the brightest of decision there. Side netting. Ryan Giles did clip the boot of Rob Sanchez, so it will be a corner for Hull City, but it could have been a whole lot more if he did pick out the cutback. A couple of Hull players interested in hitting that first time as the corner comes into the Chelsea box. They haven't defended the situation. They still haven't. Chance, well blocked. Liam Delap making himself a nuisance, a decent presence, and clears that away. Well, Chelsea nearly there. This match has been pretty much done as a contest. 8 minutes for stoppage time remaining now. Chelsea nearly home and dry. Home and dry in snowy conditions. Could have really gone haywire after Chelsea missed those couple of chances in the second half. It's just been one-way traffic, really. Trying to build down the right-hand side. Well defended by Mamadou Sarr again. He's adamant on keeping the clean sheet. Senegalese getting his first start for Chelsea. He was bought last season. Immediately went on loan to Strasbourg. Chelsea saw his development, winning the African Cup of Nations as well, and decided recall him back on loan, bed him in, get him ready for the start of next season. Next season, of course, we'll have Levi Colville back as well. Can't forget what a huge miss he has been throughout the season. Not just in terms of his ball-playing abilities, but the way that he's now matured into that experienced centre-half for us. Another Cobham boy. Look at the representation that the Chelsea Academy have in the first team. Might not all be starters, but Reece James, Trevor Chalobah, both are. Josh Achimpong has a case that he could be a starter one day for us. And then when you look at the likes of Levi Colville, Jesse Derry now coming into the fray. Chelsea's wing options, Jesse Derry should feel that with no Tyreek George, who's been sent on loan to Everton, and Jamie Gittins missing a couple of months with a hamstring injury, this could be a very interesting couple of months for Jesse Derry. If he plays it right, puts his head down, trains, and does the right things, never know, man. All it takes is a couple of months, the right manager, the right environment, and your career can really propel. Garnacho in the second half has been marginally better, but I'm being very generous with that assessment. It's a decent bit of control here from Derry. Santos has been excellent in midfield. One of my contenders for man of the match in terms of his constant involvement. Oh, it's nearly 3 a.m. in India. I got work tomorrow, and Chelsea, having gotten the job done, it's a risky back pass. Phillips again put under pressure by Liam Delap. Anywhere will do there by Dylan Phillips. 5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining here. No goal for Liam Delap, but 2 assists for the English centre forward. Both for Pedro Neto's very good strikes. One on the left foot, one on the right. Neto with 2 goals and an assist. His assist coming from a corner which Jarell Hato flicked on. Tired, sleepy. Gotta hit the sack. Here's Jesse Derry. Lovely feet here from Jesse Derry. Great to see the young Englishman showcase what he's all about. Is he Irish? Surname like Derry? I need to have a look. I think he might be Irish, you know. Nope. Harrods, United Kingdom. There's definitely a bit of crossover, that's for sure. But Jesse Derry, big couple of months for you. Are you serious enough? Oh, lovely turn there by Alejandro Garnacho. Now opens up the attack here. Chelsea looking to add the real gloss on the scoreline with the 5th here. Here's Pedro Neto's on a hat-trick. It's a heavy pass. Poor pass really by Pedro Neto. Kills the attack. The weight of pass is so critical, but that all comes from Alejandro Garnacho, the halfway line. Good bit of skill. Neto with the hand of apology there to Alejandro Garnacho. Better pass, and maybe Garnacho could have gotten a shot away. Well, these are the 2 Pedro Neto goals. The first goal was a real ripper with his left foot. The second, a fortuitous goal, but nothing fortuitous in the manner of which Pedro Neto got his second goal. Lovely build-up play. Another excellent assist by Liam Delap. And Neto doing the rest, just slotting it into the bottom corner with his right foot as Liam Delap is coming off here. Is Shim Mueka coming on? Yes, he is. Go on, Shim. Another player that has been banging in goals in the youth football setup. It's about 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time. Derry and Mueka both coming on for Liam Rossinia's men as Chelsea close out the fourth round here with a 4-0 performance away from home at Hull City. Liam Rossinia can be very happy. That game against Leeds United now put in the rearview mirror. Chelsea can focus on Burnley next. Manchester United still ahead of Chelsea by a solitary point. Chelsea thought that a bit of separation was possible from Liverpool after they lost to Manchester City. But having beaten Sunderland away from home and Chelsea dropping points to Leeds, Liverpool feel that they're very much interested here. Looks like another 90-minute shift for Andre Santos. He's having to grow up very quickly here for life at Stamford Bridge. Well, just under 90 seconds of the 90 minutes remain. Job done, Liam. You can sit down. Still barking instructions. Has come across very well in his press conferences. But again, I don't want to see Liam Rossinia be doing too many press conferences because he's good at them. It's something that I had a real bone to pick with Manchester United and Ruben Amorim. Because at one point, Amorim had more interviews than wins in the Premier League. Every week, there was 2 or 3 interviews and you just kept seeing Ruben Amorim on your screens and you're like, enough, man. I mean, how much are you going to talk? You need to deliver on the pitch. Now, Liam Rossinia is an English coach. He'll get a lot of press. Even though Chelsea are not viewed favourably within the press, the Premier League and everybody involved. But with Liam Rossinia, yet another English coach getting a chance at a big club like Chelsea. We've done it before with Graham Potter. This time we're doing it with Liam Rossinia too. So Chelsea pretty much blazing the trail in terms of young English managers getting the top jobs. Looks like Chelsea might just end up with the clean sheet here. Want to jinx it, but Mamadou Sarr goes long. Shim Mueka, brilliant bit of control. How about that from Shim? Nearly gets away. Well, that was outstanding from Shim Mueka. Real confidence from the youngster. We're into stoppage time here. Again, 3 minutes of stoppage time is pretty much fair and just on Hull City. Their fans can slowly but surely make their way towards the exit. Another clever pass there by Andre Santos. He's found those line breakers on numerous occasions in this match. Just those clever 5 or 6 yard passes. Not too much. It's not fancy, but the importance cannot be understated. Here's Garnacho. Finds Enzo Fernandez. Pedro Neto. Fernandez again. Keeps it short. Breaks for Josh Achimpong. It's a decent drive. Chelsea hungry for more goals here. Josh Achimpong with a decent first touch to get that out of his feet. And then unleash a powerful effort just over the crossbar. Dylan Phillips happy to see that sail over, but nice strike there from the Chelsea youngster. Could have been back-to-back 5 goals for Liam Rossinia in the FA Cup after that 5-1 victory against Charlton away from home. Nearly replicating that, but in terms of the aggregate scoreline, we have a 4-goal advantage against championship sides is exactly the tonic here. But Hull City have a chance here. They're through on goal. He beats Tosin. It's a weak effort, hits the post. Chelsea survive. They just about keep the clean sheet. Tosin Adrabayo getting spun on that occasion. And Rob Sanchez looked very sluggish going down there. It's great work there from Luis Kumas. Rob Sanchez will be thanking the post. Long ball forward. Chelsea don't defend this well whatsoever. Ooh, that does not a good look on Mamadou Sarr or Tosin Adrabayo. It's a toe poke finish. Very clever this from Kumas. He knows there's no time to really set and take a shot. Has to take it quickly. He did. The post coming to Chelsea's rescue here. Final minute of stoppage time action. Decent bit of defending. They do keep the ball alive here. Chance. Oh, it's a real melee. Somehow Chelsea escape. Well, this clean sheet right towards the end has been more about luck rather than judgment. Hull City in the last couple of minutes having glorious opportunities to possibly get a consolation goal. Again, not good defending from Andres Santos or Jarell Hato. Jesse Derry is not really making the run to get back into the box. This is poor defending this from Chelsea. Oh, he had to go for a regulation finish. He went for the flick. Such a curious decision. Needless. Again, Garnacho just bullied off the ball. Hull City are going for more here. I think they haven't realized that the match is nearly over. They keep flashing the ball across the face of goal. The referee has had a look at his watch. We're into borrowed time here. Decent carry down the left-hand side, looking to put the ball into the box. Decent delivery. Chelsea don't win the first ball, but it's a harmless effort at Rob Sanchez. The referee has a look at his watch and blows the full-time whistle here at the MKM Stadium. Liam Rosinia back at home against his former club where he represented as player and manager, comes away with a 4-0 victory. It has been the Pedro Neto show. Scored in the first half in the 40th minute. Put in a lovely corner in the second half for Jarell Hato to get a flick on. A devastating finish by Estiva for the third. And Neto adding the fourth after Liam Delap getting his second assist for Pedro Neto to slot in on his weaker right foot into the corner. Jesse Derry, Josh Achimpong. More Cobham players getting minutes in the FA Cup as Chelsea advance to the 5th round. The weekend is sorted from Chelsea's point of view. Moises Caicedo getting 30 minutes off. Enzo Fernandez just playing 30 minutes. Reece James participating just for an hour. No Cole Palmer. Complete rest for him. Same goes for Joao Pedro. Chelsea in pretty much the perfect way to prepare for Burnley at the weekend. It's going to be a next, 8 days before we face Burnley. So Chelsea have a bit of time to really cool their heels. But there's not enough time to relax really. Full time here at the MKG Stadium. It's been a real pleasure hosting the stream. And Chelsea getting the job done with 4 goals has been thoroughly enjoyable. Thank you all for tuning in, my friends. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys for the next stream. It was fun. It was good fun, wasn't it? Chelsea getting 4 goals. The first half, it was take it or leave it, but the second half, a lot better. Central progression. That's been the key theme from Liam Rosinia since taking over from Enzo Maresca. Maresca loved the wide areas. That's why you saw Pedro Neto featuring so prominently for the Italian. But now Chelsea is all about playing through the middle. Andres Santos is growing leaps and bounds since getting a prominent role in the midfield for Chelsea. Alongside Moises Caicedo, it gives us a lot more solidity. Chelsea are difficult to play through the middle when we have Andres Santos and, of course, Moises Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez can very easily slot into the pivot like he did today. Took Moises Caicedo off, brought in Enzo Fernandez. Both players rested, fresh and ready for Burnley. Chelsea have to get 3 points after squandering the best opportunity against Leeds United. We were 2-0 up, cruising. We should have closed the game out. I thought it was going to be 3 or 4-0, but a crazy 5 or 6 minute spell meant that Leeds United got a point back. Chelsea could have won it right at the end with Cole Palmer from 2 or 3 yards right in front of goal, blazing over. Chelsea might have stolen it in stoppage time like we did against West Ham United. Chelsea didn't get the luck on that occasion. That is a learning lesson. 4 wins out of 5 for Liam Rosinia in the Premier League. 2 wins out of 2 in the FA Cup, and it's only in the Carabao Cup where it's been a bit of a problematic area with Chelsea getting knocked out against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup semi-finals. Well, it's been fun. It's been thoroughly enjoyable. It's over 3 a.m. here in India. I got work tomorrow. I got commentary duties where I'm doing squash tomorrow. It's going to be a really interesting event. I need a good night's sleep. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys for the next match.